Fire watch going into effect, as well as a look at our Father's Day forecast. Kind of a mixed bag of what we're expecting into the weekend. I'm ABC 10 Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods. Here's a look at where we'll have that fire watch going into effect Friday morning. It will last through much of Saturday. It's going to be on the east side of the Sierra Crest, also along 395 north of I-80, the Tahoe Basin. And this is primarily due to some increasing winds that will elevate that fire danger. The growing wind concerns are developing as our high pressure system moves off to the east. In comes a low, which will actually bring us some cooling conditions for the valley. But unfortunately, any kind of winds with some drying fuel is going to elevate that fire risk, something that we'll be tracking into the end of the work week and beginning of the weekend. Kind of seeing that onshore flow come and go throughout the course of the week. It certainly brought us some beautiful weather through the end of last weekend. And then we continued to see those temperatures fluctuate right around our average high, if not slightly below it, with some stronger onshore push. In fact, for our Tuesday, we were below average with a high of 85 degrees. Last week was a little bit on the warmer side. This week, we just had that favorable onshore flow, especially during the late afternoon. Now, we are heading into a period where we're starting to see temperatures approaching 100, as well as that fire weather watch. So we'll have our extended forecast continuing, as well as weather explainers and our weather and climate specials. That's on ABC 10 Plus. Make sure you download it wherever you stream for free on TV. Fire weather watch again posted for parts of the Sierra. Now, this starts to become more and more of an issue as we dig deeper into the season. Fire weather watch is issued several days before. Red flag warning will be issued when fire weather conditions are imminent or occurring. Now, when we really hit the peak of this is going to be a particularly dangerous situation. Red flag warning. It's rare, but they have been issued in California when extreme and explosive fire growth is a potential. Some wildfire emergency items to keep on hand. That survival kit, that means be prepared with at least 3 days worth of food and water. Charge the phone, fill up or charge the car, have a first aid kit, have those important documents ready to go, including proof of ownership in case you are evacuated from your home. You want to make sure you're able to get to your location. Your go bag ready and a kit in the car in case of that evacuation. And remember your pets. Sometimes those emergency shelters require that you have ID and a carrier for your pets. So I'll have all those things ready to go. Also, sign up for these emergency notifications. Media can be a great outlet to get those evacuation warnings out to the public, television and radio. Wireless local emergency alerts, the internet, whether it be social media from the National Weather Service or CAL FIRE, and websites as well. Also, a NOAA weather radio. Those can be particularly handy if GPS goes out or if there's some sort of power outage. NOAA weather radio will have that backup if it is charged properly. And then our contacts, family and friends, make sure they know where you're going to go for those shelters. Sign up before those weather hazards actually happen. In terms of our significant fire potential, it is kind of bouncing around Northern California right now. As we head towards our Friday, it's going to be predominantly on the coast and then up towards the higher elevations, again around that fire weather watch. This is a big time of year to do some camping, so just keep those campfire safety items in mind. Check burn restrictions, choose a place away from brush, keep flammable items far from fire, never leave fires unattended, and extinguish them when you leave, and also keep water nearby to make sure you can put out those fires quickly. Preventing a spark. These are some of the low-lying areas that we deal with the grass fires. Metal blades plus rocks equals fire. So mow lawns, not dry grass or weeds. Properly dispose of cigarettes and matches, and watch for those dragging vehicle parts if you are doing camping or boating and towing anything behind you. Future wind gusts. Every day this week, we've seen a nice onshore flow during the late afternoon and early evening. That continues into our midweek and end of the week forecast. But what you'll notice by Friday evening, look at how these wind gusts really start to ramp up for the Tahoe Basin and then east of the crest, where we have really dry conditions. We'll also start to see a shift to a warmer weather pattern by the end of the weekend for Father's Day. So we're kind of sitting right around the upper 80s to near 90 for the next 5 days or so. But then we start to bump up those temperatures quite a bit. It is the countdown to Father's Day, just 4 days away, 8 to Juneteenth, 9 to the summer solstice, and we are less than 25 days away from the 4th of July. That's when we typically start to think of temperatures deep in the 100s. We're not really seeing too much of that yet, but come right after that next Monday, it looks like we have the potential to see a stronger ridge of high pressure and temperatures approaching 100. So again, our high pressure ridge temporarily moves off to the east here as that low approaches, elevating the fire danger. As those weather systems start to quiet a bit, we get into a likely warmer setup, especially through central and southern California. A little bit likely cooler scenario for the Pacific Northwest through at least a touch of Northern California, and we'll just continue to stay dry. We typically only get about 1/4 of an inch of rain in the month of June. As far as our conditions in the Sierra, finally have seen those thunderstorms get out of the forecast, and that will bring down at least the risk of fires started by lightning. A mix of sun and clouds for this year, or those highs in the 80s through our Father's Day weekend. Still cool along the coast. Those highs stay in the 60s. Moving on to our extended forecast, we have highs dropping into the upper 80s Friday and Saturday, 90 for Father's Day. Moving on, as I mentioned, a warming trend underway. We're still tracking the potential for near 100-degree heat.